This is Mr. Holding, and this quick video is just having a look at the process of evaporation and distillation and how they work together. So just working on the PowerPoints that we've used so far. So basically evaporation is a process when, it happens in nature, of a liquid turning to a gas. Okay, so when we have a mixture of two substances, so for instance salt water, which is a solution, okay, we have the salt particles dissolved into the water. Now how do we separate them out? One way is evaporation. If we don't need the liquid and we're only after the salt part, we can just evaporate the water off. And now the example you can see here, we've got an evaporating dish, we've got the salt and water, the solution in here, and we've got a heat source. Now you could leave it outside and it could take a couple of days to evaporate naturally, but in the lab we want to speed this up. Okay, and we provide a heat source and that starts bubbling and it leaves as steam, so water vapor. Okay, and eventually what will be left is the salt crystals on the bottom of the evaporating dish. Okay, so that's the evaporative process, and that can work if you're after the solute and you don't care about the solvent. All right, if you want to separate them out and you need the solvent, so in our case the water, you need to use a process called distillation. Okay, and essentially it works off the same starting principle, this evaporatory process here, where we heated it up and the liquid starts to rise. But we need to trap that vapor. Okay, so we provide a heat source here. We're boiling our salt water, our salt water solution, and the water is turning to gas and rising. Okay, what's happening here? We've got a series of tubes, and this is called a condensing tube here. It pushes it down there, and what's running through here is cold water. So when the, like we've talked about when it goes up in condensation up in the clouds, we're cooling down that water vapor. And when it cools down, it goes from that gas back into water. Okay, and that water will then drip and we collect it here. Okay, because salt and water have different boiling temperatures and melting temperatures, that enables us to do this. So whilst the water is boiling and rising in the form of steam, the salt remains down here. Okay, so we end up with a situation where we have salts left in here, and if we kept on going right to the very end, this would boil dry, and then all of the steam comes through here, condenses back to water, and drips into here. Okay, so that's the process of distillation. All right. Hope you found this helpful. I'll see you in class.